Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speak Up Sis Podcast. This is the place where everyday women and men have an opportunity to share their stories to inspire yours. We say what you think no one wants to hear, but everyone needs to know. I'm your host, Angel Charmaine, and we are back, everyone. And this is a special no one wants to hear, but everyone Up Sis needs to know. I'm your host, Angel. Tonight, we are going to be talking about recognition and the importance of recognition. We're going to talk about whether or not recognition is important, right? And I have some very, very, very special guests with me tonight. These women have been nominated by their own communities, and they have become finalists in the inaugural Speak Up Sis Awards that will be happening this coming Saturday, September 23rd. And so I invited a few of them to come into the space to share their experience along this journey to the gala, as well as to talk about whether or not they think recognition is important at all. So I'm going to go ahead and invite them in because y'all know I don't care for all that jaw jacking. I like to go ahead and get to the meat of things. So come on in, ladies, and join me here in the space. There we go. It is so good to see you all. Thank you all for joining me tonight on Speak Up Sis Podcast. How are y'all doing?
Awesome.
Good. Valerie is not new to Speak Up Sis Podcast. How you doing, sis?
I'm doing great, and I'm glad to be here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we have some other ladies. Belinda's in the room. They all looking real
Hello, everybody.
I don't know what's going on.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And we got Erica in the building.
Hey, girl. Hey, how's it going?
All is well. All is well. We got Shantae up top. We got Belinda, right? There we go. So here on Speak Up Sis Podcast, ladies, Belinda is not new. Valerie is not new. Shantae, Erica, and Tabitha are not new to the platform, but they're new to being on the show. Here on Speak Up Sis Podcast, we just have real relevant conversations. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry, sometimes we joke, but it's always something good, things that people just need to talk about, you know? So tonight, y'all, I'm really excited. I'm on 1,000 because I get to celebrate all of you this coming Saturday. Yeah. And I'm super excited about that. Yeah. But before we get into that, before we talk about that tonight, what I would like to do is have each one of you to introduce yourselves. And if you will, tell the people which category you are a finalist in for the awards. So who would like to go first?
Oh, I'll jump in.
All right, Erica.
My name is Erica Nicole. I am the host of Erica Nicole, Speak Life with Erica Nicole podcast. So I am nominated for Podcaster of the Year. It's a dope honor. I don't even know, because you know, when you got the gift of gab and then you get to run your mouth and your people like see what you do and validate it, it's just an honor to be nominated. It's just an honor just to be amongst some of the greats, and I'm just glad to be here.
That's what's up. I am glad to have you here, a fellow podcaster. I actually decided to add Podcaster of the Year because that's how I started with Speak Up Sis. Speak Up Sis began with a little book, Speak with She, One Woman, 10 Truths. And then the podcast came after that. So I thought, what better way to sort of honor the beginning of the thing by showing honor to other women who are creating their own empires by being authors and podcasters. So I bless the Lord for you. And I am grateful that you are here and you got an awesome podcast. I've actually listened to you. So, hey,
thank you.
I like your podcast.
What an honor.
Yes. So welcome. Belinda, I saw you, so we're going to go over to you. If you will, please share with the people a little bit about who you are and what category you've been nominated for.
My name is Belinda Denise. I am a certified personal trainer and a nutritionist coach. And I was nominated for the Positivity Sis Award. Mm-hmm. And yes, I am very excited. I was surprised that I was nominated for that. That's it.
Okay, so you all, Belinda, we done told her to stop rocking. I want you to sit back and stop rocking.
I haven't seen it. Got you.
Listen, we keep it 1,000 right here on SpeakUpSis Podcast. We ain't candy coat. No, we done told her to stop all that rocking. You ain't got to be nervous. We love you. Sit still. All right, so Belinda, I can talk to Belinda like that, y'all. Belinda has been with Speak Up Sis since its conception. Way back September 2018. Belinda used to watch me on Facebook when the Lord put me out there and I was teaching and the Bible and y'all, it was something serious. And we had our very first Speak Up Sis experience September 9th, 2018. And Belinda couldn't make that one. But the second one at the culture shop, she showed up, y'all, and we had a good time. And at the end, I was like, okay, so, tell us who you are. And she was like, I'm Belinda. And I was like, okay. And she like, Belinda from Facebook. So I was like, yeah. And listen, y'all, she has been rocking ever since. And when I tell you, if we could have ambassadors for Speak Up Sis, Belinda would definitely be one of them. She is my sister. And I just love you. And so I was happy to see your name be nominated. And when you became a finalist, I was happy about that. Like, I was like, wow. Yes. So I'm really happy to have you here in the spaces. You really do epitomize what Speak Up Sis is all about. And so I'm really grateful to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That's what's up. All right, so let's look at because Tabitha is gorgeous tonight, honey. If you are listening, if you are listening on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Pandora, whatever, y'all are missing out. You need to go on over to YouTube and you need to subscribe to the Speak Up Sis YouTube page. Make sure you click the notification bell so that you can see us live because, baby, Tab is she pretty, y'all. And she is listen. So we're gonna move on over to Tab and let her introduce herself. Come on into the room, sis.
Listen, look, I knew the room was gonna be hot, so I had to rise to the occasion, right? Hey, I had to come to So thank you everybody for having me. I am Tabitha Obianu, right? And I am a visionary thought leader. I'm an author. I am an award nominee. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a kingdom entrepreneur, most importantly, and I help other women kingdom entrepreneurs leverage their faith for impact-driven results in their business. And I am nominated for Phenomenal Leader. And when I got nominated for the Phenomenal Leader, honestly, I thought that I was behind the ball because I saw the post kind of late. I saw the post, by the time I saw it, like all the women were already like rocking and rolling. And I'm like, man, I shouldn't. And I did it and I got nominated. I was like, oh my God, right? It was like that, oh my God thing, right? You know how you do that like scream, right? That real high pitched scream. So I had that high pitched scream. And then when I was nominated as a finalist, it was just a humbling experience. It went from a shock to an affirmation, from a shock to a confirmation, from a shock to an appreciation, right? And so I'm just excited to be in the room. I'm thankful to you for the opportunity. I'm excited to be amongst so many powerful women. So here we are. Thank you.
You are so welcome. So let me tell y'all one thing that y'all will learn about me. I know who's in the space. The Bible tells us to know those who labor among you. And when people show up, I know them. Valerie and Belinda will tell you, I know how I call people by name. I know what they do, and I can tell you about the people who are in my space. And Tab has been, are you okay with me calling you Tab tonight? Would you prefer to be called Tabitha tonight?
Yeah, I was just trying to be official. Like, my name is Tab, like everybody calls me Tab. Like, if you look on any social media, it's Tab. But so many people be like, well, what's your real name? And I'm like, okay, I'm Tabitha. But yeah, since call me Tab, I'm Tab.
All right. So y'all know this is Tabitha. And here on Speak Up Sis, she's giving me permission to say Tab. So thank you, sis. Listen, Tab has been in the Speak Up Sis space a long time as well. I remember, Tab, you were in the very first Make It Happen masterclass. And I remember it was before Abide. It was before you were like, you were nursing, you're a nurse, and you were kind of like, getting yourself out there and all this kind of stuff. And I had this Make It Happen masterclass, and it was all about making it happen. And y'all, after that class, I'm not saying it was because of the class, but what I will say is after that class, Tab just started soaring. And I've been watching her just do her thing. And I think I've seen are you in real estate now as well? I saw Tab, the real Tab real estate or something like that. So listen, she is amazing. She is she has just the sweetest heart. And just kind, always has a kind word on her tongue of encouragement. And when I saw Phenomenal Leader, I was like, oh yeah, most definitely. I can totally see her. And you know what's wild? I can see so many of you being in any of these categories, actually, because you all are just awesome in so many ways. But I could totally see you as a phenomenal leader, the way that you lead women, the way that you handle your own space. I believe you were the first woman I saw to happen. And y'all, after that class, engage with me. I'm not saying it was like, don't just be following me. I need, what I will say is, after that, she was like, engage. Tab just started soaring. Yes, did y'all? I don't know if y'all follow Tab, but she would remember it was before Abide. Just do her thing. And I think I've seen some, are you in real? And I remember it was before state or something like that. So listen, she is amazing. She is she has just the sweetest heart, and just kind, always has a kind word on her. Oh, I hear myself, y'all. Anyway, listen, y'all excuse me. I think that was a little technical something, because I was like, is that me talking? Is that Erica talking? I don't know who's talking right now. But anyway, Tab, thank you for being here, sis. I really appreciate you. And so let's see, where we going next? Where we going? Shantae, let's go.
I'll be next. Hello, y'all. I am Shantae Graham, but out in the social media streets, it's Shani Marie. And basically, I am here because I was nominated for Podcaster of the Year, and I am the host of Show Up, Manifest, and Grind podcast. And it is who I am. It's what God called me to be, because it wasn't planned. This is what he told me to do, and I did and stepped out on faith, and here I am.
Well, welcome into the space. I appreciate you for taking the time to come into this space. Shantae, I actually got an opportunity to meet her now in social media land. You all are going to see Shuni Marie. Even my studio team was like, okay, who's that? I was like, no, that's another name. But I got an opportunity to meet Shuni. Do you mind if I call you Shuni in this place, or would you prefer Shantae?
Yes, that's fine.
You good?
That's fine.
Okay, so that's I got an opportunity to meet
good.
Shuni Marie when I was going to across country to Fort Sill. One of my twins was graduating from basic training, and I put out there, like, I'm going to be passing through Arkansas. Was it Arkansas?
Yeah, it was Arkansas.
I said, I'm going to be passing through Arkansas. So if any of you ladies, because listen, Arkansas is going to be in the building on Saturday. There are so many women who are nominated, who are finalists, and who are going to show up on Saturday from Arkansas. So I was like, it would be a great opportunity for me to actually meet some of you. And Shuni Marie and Joy, right? Came out and we broke bread together. Shuni, her husband was there. We just had a good time. We talked, we ate, and I thought it was just a really special time. And I thought it was really great of them to come out and to meet me, you know, as I was going across country. So I appreciate you. I've been watching you in the space as well. Her heart is just so sweet. It's so sweet. You know how you meet people and they just kind, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't not just like, she just kind. That is Shuni Marie. And so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you again, sis, on Saturday and hugging your neck. And we got two podcasters right here.
Hey.
Yay.
Both of them are finalists for the podcast of the year. So I'm really excited about that. Really excited. All right. So let's see here. Who we got? Have we gotten everybody? Did I miss somebody? Valerie. I talk to you so much, Valerie. I feel like the people already know you. Come on in and talk to the people a little bit about who you are, Valerie.
Okay. I am Valerie Champion. I am a coach, life coach. I am an author, and I am a prayer warrior. I am founder of Transforming Prayers Ministry, and I was nominated for Prayer Warrior of the Year, which actually surprised me. Number one, I don't do this for accolation, but I'm honored. And I'm so honored to be a finalist. Not only was I nominated, but I actually made finalists. So even if I didn't become a finalist, trust me when I say I was still gonna be at the award show anyway. But I am excited about the award show. I'm excited about just being here. I mean, I can't wait. I'm ready to be there like right now.
I love it. So y'all already know how I feel about Valerie. I mean, this whole show, I could do a full show on Valerie. I really could. Valerie has been connected to Speak Up Sis from the very beginning. Valerie is actually a member of a sister circle. We call ourselves the Morning Moments with Believers. It actually started out as me on Facebook just talking. And I prayed and asked God for my own circle, my own sort of, though, and you all understand because you're all leaders. And when you are a leader and God has called you to lead a community, we understand that the people we're leading, their knees and backs aren't typically as strong as ours. So you really can't bleed in those places. You can't let your stuff down in those places, not because the people are bad or anything, but they're there for you to help carry their burdens. And so many of them are unable to help me carry my burden as I'm carrying. That's a heavy weight. And so I asked God if I could have my own circle so that I could cry and I could scream and holler and say whatever I needed to say and it not hurt the people in the community. And so Valerie is one of five other women who make up that sister circle. And so when I saw her name, I was super excited. I was not shocked that that someone would nominate her, and I did not. So let me just say this, because I know some of y'all are probably watching and you're thinking, Angel, no, listen, I know many of the women. There's some I don't know, some I've gotten to know in these months, and some that I know. But I did not nominate anyone. I did not vote for anyone. Everything was done through a machine. And so, and Valerie knows this, and I'm going to be very frank with you all. When the nominations came through, the initial nominations, there were women that I would have liked to have been nominated who were not. When the finalist names came out, there were women that I wanted to be finalists who did not make it. And can I say to y'all, and Valerie, she's smiling because she know it. Can I say to y'all that this Speak Up Sis Awards, many of you think that it is about you all. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. But I need y'all to understand that this was also a pruning ground, a purging ground. It's a faith walk for me. There are things in my own heart that I didn't know was there. If anyone would have ever said to me, Angel, would you cheat? I'd be like, of course not. Who does that? I don't do that. But let me tell you something. When you know and love people, and you know how good they've been to you, and you know how they show up for you, and they don't make it in, and you're running the thing. When those women didn't make finalists, I was like, God, what we gonna do here? And you know what the Lord said to me? He said, Angel, if you don't let these women become finalists like they have been chosen, this whole thing will crumble. I know some of y'all are probably like, I'm being so honest and transparent with you. Understand? So when you hear me talk about Valerie, you hear me talk about Belinda, you hear me talk about all these women, how wonderful they are, please understand that they are all here because their communities nominated them, voted for them, and the numbers don't lie. And I know what God has called me to do, and so I won't lie. Do you understand? So please, please, even though you hear all these wonderful things about all these people, understand that they are all here because God has said this is where they're supposed to be. And one thing I want to say about what Valerie said, she said, I don't do this for accolades. And I thought about that. I said, Lord, you want me to do a prayer warrior? Because like praying, that's not something and you know what the Lord said to me? He said, I reward openly for what you do privately. So this is an opportunity. God is using me to publicly recognize women who don't look for accolades, who do things in the quiet times, in the dark times, right? They're doing things because he said do it and they're being obedient. And this is an opportunity for, I got, Lord, the spirit of, listen, this is not supposed to go like this to me. Glory. This is an opportunity for God to say, I see you. El Roi is saying, I see you. Understand that. So I bless the Lord. I'm going to move. Hallelujah. Okay, this was not supposed to go that way. But I got all this power in the room. I can't help it. So let's talk about...
Baby,
you starting something. See, you're going to shift the atmosphere.
Right.
Like that. You're starting something.
I want us to talk about public recognition. How do you all feel about public recognition? First, I want to talk about how you genuinely feel about it. And then let's talk about whether you think it's something that's necessary or not.
Well, let me start by saying this first. And I wanted to say it before you start on that topic. Being part of morning moments with believers, let me tell y'all, the chick won't tell us nothing. The chick won't tell us nothing. Don't want to show us how the award look. I mean, when I tell y'all this thing is on the up, and I thank God for it though. I thank God for the heart that he gave her to be honest, to be honest about this situation. Now, as it relates to recognition, for me, I think it's important. And I say that because one, it's an encouragement for me to keep doing what I'm doing. Not that what I'm doing, because I pray, and I didn't even have to do the Transforming Prayers ministry. I'm going to pray anyway. But it was something God put on my heart to be recognized for what God has called me to do. For me, is a bonus. You know, it's a bonus, it's a plus. And I think that we as women, honestly, need to acknowledge other women more. That's just my take on it. And I'm gonna let somebody else speak. I won't keep going.
All right.
jump in.
Go ahead.
Oh, Tab, I'm sorry. Did you want me?
No, dear, go ahead. Go ahead. You're good to go. Go ahead. I'm good.
I'll jump in because I think I speak for a lot of women, and it goes right along with what Valerie said. None of us, I'm more than sure, started out on this journey for validation of our peers. If I had it my way, I wouldn't have wrote a book. I wouldn't have never did a Facebook Live. I wouldn't have started a podcast because I really like being in the back of the room. But God called me to do something different. My journey started in 2015. One day I was doing a devotional at home, minding my own business. And God said, go live on Facebook. And I said, what? I don't even know the Bible like that, God. I'm not the preacher. My husband, the guy I was married to at the time, my husband at the time, he was the preacher. I'm just a little old girl raised at home on Sunday. We went to church on Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter. So to be recognized for simply being yourself, for me, the girl that was told she talked too much, the girl that was told she talked too loud, the girl that was told to go sit down and be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And God said, no, I need all of you to step forward. So to be recognized amongst my peers, when I really just want to be back in the cut somewhere, minding my own business, it's significant. It's humbling. Is it needed? Yes, it's needed and necessary, because when we're recognized, now other brown, black, beige, and whatever other color they are, young girls can see I can too. Mm-hmm. Now our daughters can see I can too. Now women of our age that are wanting and willing and nervous about it, they can see, yeah, I can too. So I think it's very important, because we have watched for years other races and other sects being validated, being celebrated. And we have watched, people in other genres, not believers, not, just different walks of life being celebrated. So yeah, I think it's needed and necessary. It's very humbling. I know, I'm sure for a lot of us, we all did the tab thing and we screamed, but it was like, oh my God. Because to me, it comes with a responsibility to keep going and to open the door for more. So yeah, and I thank you. It's such an honor. Still mind blown, but such an honor.
I love what you said. That whole, you talk too much, the fact that you are in the podcaster of the year, like talking is your thing. I know that feeling of you talk too much, be quiet. I got in trouble all the time. She just all the time, right? That, and I think what I really pray that people get from the Speak Up Sis Awards is that this is for everyday women. Like you said, you don't have to be a celebrity. Although we're putting on a celebrity level event, you do not have to be a celebrity. This is not about reaching, you're not at the pinnacle of your career. You're not at the peak, right? God said, no, this is so that you're on the right track. This is a Keep Going Girl award. We see you. You're doing amazing. Don't stop, right? Oftentimes the awards are for the people who already made it. They've already done all these fabulous things and they, whatever. And so and I'm going to tell you, I used to hate Honors Day. I hated Honors Day because the same people got honors every year. And I was like, and that's no shade on people who work in excellence constantly, right? It's just there are other people doing excellent things in other areas who should be recognized as well for the work that they're doing, right? Tab, you were going to say something as well. You want to chime in on this conversation?
Yeah, I think a lot of us were probably shocked because it's not common ground for Black women to celebrate and acknowledge other Black women in a public forum, right? Because there's been this consensus somehow that Black women cannot work together, that Black women cannot celebrate each other, that there can only be one. And this here is just an opportunity. The public recognition is just an opportunity, right?
Right.
For so many different things, right? So for us to say we can work together and we can do it harmoniously and we can do it as believers in kingdom women and believers of God. And we can do it without competition, but in a way where it cultivates an environment of inspiration and empowerment, right? And so sometimes more than being publicly recognized, you just need to be recognized. You just need to have somebody say, I see you. I know that you are there and I can feel your impact. Because when you are a leader, and no matter whether you're leading your family, you're leading a community of women, you're leading the country, sometimes you're so busy in the thing, you don't even see the impact that you're making, if any at all. And so to have recognition, not just publicly, because it's the DMs that you get that says, thank you for doing that live. It's the messages that you get when they say, you know what, that was what I needed to keep pushing. It's it's recognition, period. And recognition comes with experience. People can't recognize you if they have not experienced that in which you have to offer, right?
You gotta say it.
Different things going on with this one nomination, with this one opportunity. There is a tenfold revelation that comes with it. And so, do you need public recognition? Depends on your desire. It depends on what you as a person need. Do you need recognition? Absolutely. Every single one of us need recognition as a mother. Every one of us need recognition as leaders. Every one of us need recognition as spouses, right? Because if we did not need recognition, there would not be a God that sees us, right? There's literally a God that sees us because he knows we need recognition. And he knows that we will be overseen and we will be overlooked and we will be somebody will choose people over us. And he is here to remind us that no matter if people do not see you, no matter if you get a like, it doesn't matter if they share the content. It doesn't matter if they engage on it. I see you. I see your obedience. And deeper than you getting an award, it's about you continuing to speak up. It's about you continuing to show up. And it's about you continuing to be obedient to the call that is on your life. And so public recognition is an opportunity to say, yes, sis, continue to show up, continue to flex, continue to step in the glory that God has given you. But it's also a moment to say, God, I thank you for seeing me. I appreciate you for seeing me in all my mess, in all of my glory, in all of my downfalls, in all of my successes, in my darkness and in my light. I thank you for seeing me, Tabitha. So that's my take on it. And I appreciate you for stepping up and giving us the okay to celebrate other Black women. So
yes. Girl.
Yes.
See? Don't get me started. I get to screaming and hollering and acting up on here. You said a mouthful. I love that you say that you separate or differentiate rather between recognition and public recognition. And I believe you're absolutely right. That's where that, you are praying to the Lord, not to people. We don't want to be clamoring out loud, just being noisy, right? But that we do things unto the Lord, right? I think it's important for us to recognize that those DMs are nice. I know I've seen people who feel like, don't be in my DM if you ain't gonna do it publicly. But some people are more comfortable coming to you one-on-one in your DM. Some people don't want the word. I had to really get used to the idea of what my books are about. When I think about Speak with Chic, I'm writing, and when I met him, I'm writing about some really sensitive topics. And many people read my work and some of your work, and they don't want people to know they can connect with what you've written about. So to come out and write a review and say, oh, I love it, I understand it, I can connect with it, that is to tell people, if you read my book, and I have written about 10 encounters with 10 different men, and you go out and put out a post that you love my book and you can relate with what you may be saying, right? Is that, and so here's the thing. Not everybody is ready to speak up at that level, but they want you to know that they heard you. They want you to know that you touched them. And so I am so with you in that it is not always about public, everybody, right? But somebody recognizes, someone sees you, hears you, connects with you. You are relevant, right? In the spaces that God has called you to be relevant. And I appreciate that. That was really, really good. Belinda and Shuni, y'all want to jump in on this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead?
I can go first. It don't matter. Yeah, that's fine. It's very important to me. It's a validation not only for the outside, but for the inside as well. I can use me as an example. I'm the opposite of all of y'all. I'm the quiet one. It's always been the quiet one, was voted most shy in school. So when the Lord was like, you need to start this podcast, I'm like, wait, hold on. Me? Start a podcast? You want me to talk? Me. And when the lady that was helping me with my podcast, she was like, oh, no one will see you. Oh, I could talk and nobody would see me. And when I started it, I was like, okay, God, I'm trusting you that I'm hearing you correctly on starting this podcast thing. And when I get the email saying that you were nominated for Podcast of the Year, and I'm like, Lord, this thing ain't been here but a couple of months. And you already doing some stuff already? And I was like, okay, so you're telling me that I'm hearing you correctly. And the Lord was like, yes, you're hearing me correctly. And then when I got the letter saying that you were a finalist, I said, okay, Lord, so I know for sure you're telling me that I heard you right when you told me the first time to do this podcast. And just to be nominated, be among all of you beautiful ladies, I'm like, ooh, little me, little quiet Shantae, the one that's trying to go to the back and stay there. The Lord said, no, it's your time. It's time to push and come to the front. So I'm like, okay, that's what the validation and why I think validation and recognition and all of that is important, because it will literally help you come out your shell. Like literally, for those of us who are the quiet ones that are not so talkative as some other people are. Yeah.
Sometimes that public recognition can serve as confirmation for people. You know, sometimes, I don't know about y'all, but I know I've said before, just Lord, just give me some, like right now, can you give me a sign or something? Like make some paper fly or something. I don't know, do something. I mean, maybe y'all don't, but I remember there was a time before I got to this place where I just kind of hear the Lord and I go. Before I understood his voice and knew his voice for myself and knew my voice and could differentiate his voice and my voice, I needed something tangible, something real, something, I won't say real because spiritual things are far more real than what we see in the natural, right? But I needed something in the natural to sort of confirm that I heard what I heard and whatever. And I hear you, Shantae, and saying this in the natural public recognition serves as a bit of confirmation. I heard God, I heard him right. And I can trust what I've heard, right? I can trust him. And sometimes I can trust what I hear from my coming out, what I hear from myself. I can trust that I hear him. I can trust that the relationship is real and right and all of that, right? Gosh, this is so good. Belinda,
yes.
give it to us, sis. What
yes.
you say?
I say we need that. We need that. Sometimes we need the public recognition. Why I say that in my scope of work, I'm a personal trainer, so I come in contact with a lot of different spirits. It's not all about the workouts. It's about the inner part. People deal with a lot of issues, and I get a lot of clients that have other issues. And sometimes I need that uplift. That sometimes I think some people don't listen to me, Being a trainer, I'm trying to tell them, do this right, this is that. But then they come in there with their burdens carrying on them. So when they tell me their story or whatever the case may be, I pour into them. I pour all out my cup. I empty my cup out. And sometimes I feel like some people don't listen. But week later or so, somebody DM me, Belinda, man, thank you. I appreciate you, man. You didn't help me, man. I mean, it's not all about the workout. It be like I encourage them to go home and change their attitude towards their husband. I help them to go home and start changing with their children. I start helping them with their attitude on their job. I give them a better outlook on life. I encourage them. And then they ask me questions. Belinda, how you stay so positive? How you stay so positive in your time of life? I don't understand how you do it in this time of age and stuff like that. How do you do it? And I tell them. And then they'd be surprised that I went through what they have already went through. And I encourage them to push forward. Yes, I need that. That'll keep me pushing forward into the things of God. That will help me to say, man, God, you really listening to me. Man, thank you, Jesus. Because I was about to give up. I thought these people wasn't even listening to me. I thought my clients wasn't even listening. But we need that sometimes to give us that push to say, you know what, God, you hear me. God, you're here. God, I can still do this. God, I'm going to continue. I'm working in my purpose. Because sometimes you need that assurance, because sometimes some people we waver a little bit. We do. We all do that. We don't understand. And once we get that recognition from someone or spirit that talks to your spirit, and you give them something positive or encourage them, that gives you an uplift, and you go back and you start working on your gift even more. So yes, we need that recognition sometimes, but you don't want to be cocky with it. You want to get confidence and more in tune with God with it. You don't want to be cocky with it now. But yeah.
That's what's up. I like that last caveat. It's important to remember that whether or not you get recognition publicly, privately, or whatever, obedience is what's required.
Yes. Yes.
Obedience is what's required, right? And there may be times, because I'm sure there could be people watching this right here. I'm sure there may be some women who thought they should have been nominated and they weren't nominated, and they could be watching this going, well, I wasn't nominated. Maybe God didn't see me. Maybe God didn't hear me, right? Or maybe there were women who were nominated, but they didn't become finalists, and they're thinking, well, if God heard y'all, what's so good about y'all or whatever. And the truth is that God knows all, sees all, and his timing, his due time is right timing. And just because you don't receive public recognition when you think you should receive public recognition does not mean he doesn't see you, doesn't mean he doesn't hear you. It doesn't mean that it's not coming. You know what I'm saying? And so continue doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And I'm telling you, you will get whatever it is that God has destined for you to get. You will be whoever he has called you to be. It will be so in due time. So even if you are being publicly recognized, remember, it's not a place to sit proudly. It's not a place to lord over other people. You know, I got this, you did. That is not, because honey, we all know that pride comes before a big fall. So there is almost like public recognition sometimes can be bittersweet. It can be a mixed, I won't say mixed, because a blessing is a blessing, but sometimes it can lead people into a space that will walk them away from where they were before they got the public recognition. So you got to be very careful. And that is why, for me, I try my best to stay right in the vein of what God wants me to do. He knows who needs to be recognized. And that's why I could say at the beginning of this that although there are people that I may have wanted to see be nominated or see be finalists, God knows what people need and what they don't need.
That's right.
He knows who's going to take it and run with it and tear it up.
Right.
He knows that so-and-so isn't really quite ready for this type of record. He knows, so I bless the Lord. My goodness, all of this has been good. I want to take just a moment to recognize the people who did not find it a difficult task to show up with us tonight. Are y'all okay with that? We've got some people on Facebook that I would like to make sure that we give them a good shout out. Before I mention these people, I want to give a major shout out to Crystal Coney. She was gonna be on here with us tonight, y'all. And we had some technical issues with internet connection and that kind of thing. But listen, that sis is amazing. She is in Jenkins County. She is beautiful. She has the sweetest spirit. She is so positive, always smiling. And I just want to say, sis, that we love you. We were rooting for you. We was like, hold on a second. She gonna come on. So I want to make sure that I let you know that I appreciate that you had a desire to be here with us, and you my girl. So let's see here. We've got and if I mess these names up, y'all count it to my head, not my heart. We got Farika Burr. How you doing?
Well, sorry.
Okay, that's your team.
Yeah, that's my sis. Sorry.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Okay. Well, hello, Tab sis. She done gave you the big whoop whoop. We got Jennifer in the building. How you doing, Cage Hunter? Thank you for joining us. Okay, so that's Belinda team right there, Kate.
And Jennifer's mine. That's
okay, Jennifer's your team.
Sister, that's my sister in ministry and everything. That's my boo.
That's what's up. Let's see who else we got in the building tonight. Let's see, Raheem Shakur.
Yes,
Shakur.
ma'am. Yes, that's my second. That's my the wild community is gonna show up. They're gonna show up, sis.
That's
my sis too.
Thank you for showing up and supporting Tabitha tonight, and all of you supporting all of the ladies tonight. I appreciate you. I want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. I see Mildred Walker, Mommy Walker. Okay, that's Belinda team Belinda Walker. How you doing, sis? It's good to see you as well. Crystal says, yes, absolutely. I stayed in the back until God said, Crystal, it's your time to come out. That's what, Crystal, you already know we got some good work to do, sis. I appreciate you. You know, I want to make sure that I say something that I thought was really beautiful at the beginning of this nominating voting time. You all's communities showed up for you. Like, this was not for the first year. I said, okay, Lord, first thing, I don't have 50 million viewers. I don't have 10,000 followers or whatever. You want me to do an award show and I ain't got 2,000 followers on Instagram. Okay. Where these people gonna come from? But the Lord said, go, right? So I did. And when I tell y'all, over 300 women were nominated from throughout the U.S. I don't even know. I was like, who are these people? You understand what I'm saying? Seriously. And over 300 women were nominated over 7,000 times.
Wow.
300 women received
That's
over
impact.
7,000 nominations.
And I'm so sorry to cut you off, but I just got
Go ahead.
thought about that, because if you think about how many women must have been impacted through those nominations, that means that somebody somewhere has been moved, transformed, something. That is powerful to me, to think that there's that much impact, even if you didn't make it this far, just to know that you have that impact.
Right.
That's powerful.
Very, very.
I had to jump in because that's when you know you're in the lane. You're in the lane that was created for you. And your lane may be the slow lane, it may be the not so slow, it may be the fast lane. But I know my prayer, and I know I'm hearing the same tone as each lady is speaking. Every day, anytime I do anything, I'm like, God, can you just let me know I touched one? Right. If I just touched one, then it's all worth it for me. I don't need, right? Just let me touch one. And so to hear that lets me know we're all touching one. We're all touching one. And if we keep doing that, because when you touch one lady, you touch generations.
Hey now.
You touch generations. So it's that right there warms my heart.
Yep. Belinda, you trying to say something, sis?
Yes, I was amazed too. I was like, man, the community, the village, and the tribe has spoken. It's like they chose me. I was like, what? Oh my God, there is a God. Like, people listen, people are watching me. I was stunned. I'm still like surprised because I didn't believe that people was watching or listening to me. I just kept going. God just say, perform like I'm right there. Perform like I'm right there. And I continued. And he said, watch me. Keep your eyes on me. And I want you to make a difference in people's life. I'm going to show you how to make a difference in people's life. I don't need you. I need me to work inside you. And that's how he did it. And when I was chosen for this, I was like, what? The community has spoken.
Yes. Your communities spoke loudly. And for the 65 finalists, there were almost 4,000 votes cast for 65 women. Let me say, there is not a woman who received less than 200. Some of the category, because clearly I saw the numbers. There are some categories where the recipient and the second person are like 6 votes apart. That tight. And listen, and for 13, all of them were tight like that. You understand what I'm saying? So you think about that. I don't care who, and notice I am saying award recipient, and just FYI, next year, the Speak Up Sis Awards will be the Speak Up Sis Honors. I don't like the word awards. It makes me feel some kind of way. It brings about a spirit of competition. Yes, there is one woman in each category who's actually going to get an actual trophy. However, I need all 65 women to know that your communities showed up for you in a big way. Your community showed up for you in a big way. Understand, you are impacting lives every single day with what you're doing. And on Saturday, I have been working with my team. I've been pulling up all sorts of things because I want to make sure that all 65 finalists feel honored, recognized. I want all 65 of you to know that all of you, for me, and I'm sure all of your communities, see you all as award capable, right? Award qualified, that you are doing the work. And so all 65 of you prayerfully will feel extremely special on Saturday because we've got a lot of beautiful things planned for you. So I just wanted you all to know, listen, they showed up for you. Your community showed up and showed out. Valerie?
Well, I really just wanted to say the category that I'm in, I'm really like speechless because I don't pray to be recognized. I really don't. It's something that, God has called me to do, but it's truly humbling, as Miss Erica has mentioned before. And then honestly, the recognition, because there were doubts, because there are times when I'm on by myself. And then, God is like, no, keep praying. You're not praying to man, you're praying to me. So whether there's one person or 10 people, I'm still praying to God. I'm not praying. So to be recognized, it's like, oh my God, something I never expected. And then to even be a finalist, really? Okay, thank you, God. I'm glad. I'm honored, and I don't always, get back. People don't always come and, to me and say, well, thank you for praying for me. This happened. I don't get the testimonies, a lot of times. So I don't know. For me, God knows, but I don't know. It's like, okay, Lord, I hope you answer the prayers for them. So to just be in the midst of all of these gorgeous women of God, I'm truly honored. Y'all haven't even seen the tears that I have dropped this tonight just listening to y'all. So I'm truly honored, and thank you so much for this platform.
I love you, love you, love you, love you, and love you some more. Before we get out of here, I told y'all this hour goes by quickly. We got 3 minutes. I want to make sure we have some viewers on YouTube. Shout out to those of you who are watching on YouTube. If you're not following Speak Up Sis on YouTube, I don't know, but like junction, what's your function? Like, what's the problem? Go to YouTube and follow Speak Up Sis. Make sure that you hit the notification bell and join us in our Speak Up Sis community. So I want to say, Rosita Hunter, we see you, sis. Thank you so much for joining us. Bridget Lewis, thank you for joining us. Deborah Jefferson, we see you as well, sis. Thank you for joining us. Composure, that's my brother. That's my biological brother, y'all. Marcus, thank you so much for watching on YouTube. I appreciate you, brother. Rochelle Gaynor, that's one of our finalists. She's going to be in the building as well. Thank you for joining us tonight and being a part of the YouTube community. I appreciate you. So listen, y'all, we've come to the end of our road, but it's not all the way to the end because Saturday is going to be it. So before, I'm going to give each one of you, you got like 15 seconds. I'm going to give you an opportunity to give us a last little before we get out of here. And then I'll wrap and we'll be done for the night. So Tab, we're going to start with you. Give the people something good.
Listen, an award is nothing more than you being reminded of what you're already doing. And so just continue to obey, continue to stretch, continue to impact. And whatever you do, remember that God is in the midst of you. And so you cannot, you will not, and you shall not fail. So no matter what the darkness is, be the light so that when you show up, they see God's best.
What's up? Shuni.
Yes. I want to just let you all know to show up for yourself. If you don't show up for nobody else, show up for you. And know that in due time, God will reward you for doing what He's told you to do, for being obedient. Show up.
I love that. Show up for you. Belinda.
Yes. Oh, hey, you can do it. I'll just say you can do it. You got this. Be obedient to God's word. Do as He tell you to do, and everything will work out for the best.
That's what's up. Valerie?
Do all things according to the will of God. Let me just say that. I know we have our own desires and our own wills. And what I follow is Matthew 6:33. Seek the kingdom of God first, and all things shall be added. Stay focused on God.
That's what's up. And Erica, we are right at 8. Give us 15 seconds, sis.
You know, it's easy for me. We have a mandate to let our light so shine before men so they will see our goodness and give glory to God. Whatever's in you, he put it there for a reason. Trust him, use it, show up, it works out.
That's what's up. And listen, everyone, I want to say thank you to each one of you ladies who came on tonight. This was a fabulous conversation. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I look forward to seeing all of you on Saturday, September 23rd. Doors open at 3:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Augusta, Georgia. And for all of you watching tonight, if you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Speak Up Sis, and we're Speak Up Sis Podcast on Facebook and on Instagram. And with that, I want to say, always remember to open up your mouth and speak up. Y'all take care. Have a great night.